The last voice note. Lena found the voice notes by accident. She was looking for an old tax document on her laptop, something boring and necessary. When her email search bar autofilled a name she hadn't typed in years, Nora K. her hand froze above the trackpad. Curiosity, sharper than caution, made her click. There were dozens of emails, drafts, not sent, saved automatically to the cloud. The subject lines were blank or tentative. Hey, are you there? This is stupid. The date spanned nearly 6 years. Lena's chest tightened. Nora had died 3 weeks earlier. I said an aneurysm, the obituary said. No warning. No chance to say anything unsaid. They hadn't spoken in almost 7 years. Lena opened the first draft. It was empty. Just an attachment. An audio file. Her fingers trembled as she pressed play. Hi, Lynn, Nora's voice said. Bright and familiar, like no time had passed at all. Okay, this is weird. I'm not going to send this. I just needed to say it somewhere. Lena slammed the laptop shut. Her apartment felt too small, the air too thin. She pressed her palms to her eyes, but the sound of Nora's voice echoed anyway, alive in a way that felt wrong. They had been inseparable once, best friends in the unthinking, ferocious way you are at. They shared clothes, secrets, keys. They used to joke that they'd grow old in neighboring apartments, still borrowing sugar and complaining about each other. The fight had been sudden and catastrophic. One sentence said too harshly, one betrayal interpreted differently by each of them. Pride hardened into silence. Silence calcified into years. Lena had told herself she was fine with it. People grow apart. That was the story she practiced. Now the past had teeth. That night, she reopened the laptop. She put in headphones, as if that might contain the damage, and played the next message. Hi, again, Nora said. Her voice was quieter. I keep thinking I'll run into you at the grocery store or something and we laugh about how dramatic we were. But it hasn't happened. I miss you. Lena curled onto the couch, hugging her knees. The messages weren't confessions. They weren't apologies. They were pieces of a life unfolding without her. Nora talked about a job she hated, then loved, a roommate who stole her food, a stray cat she fed every morning. Sometimes she talked directly to Lena. Sometimes she just narrated her day, like Lena was still there. In one message, her voice cracked. I'm scared if I reach out, you won't want me anymore, and I don't think I could handle that. Lena pressed her fist against her mouth to keep from making a sound. She remembered drafting texts to Nora, deleting them, telling herself it was too late. She remembered waiting for an apology that never came, never considering that Nora might have been waiting too. The timestamps marched forward. Years passed in minutes. Nora's voice changed subtly, more tired, then steadier, then bright again. She fell in love. She fell out of love. She moved apartments. She grew. In a message dated 2 years ago, Nora laughed softly. You'd hate this place, she said. It's tiny and the radiator screams all night. But sometimes I pretend you're on the other side of the wall, banging back in Morse code. Lena sobbed then, openly, messily, the kind of crying that leaves your throat raw. She didn't know how long she listened. Hours, maybe. Achi saw me point. The sun came up, pale and indifferent. There were 43 voice notes in total. The last one was dated 3 weeks before Nora died. Lena hesitated before pressing play. Hey, Nora said. No greeting this time, just the word waited. I had a dream about you last night. We didn't talk about the fight. We just sat on the floor like we used to and listened to music. She inhaled. I think I waited too long. I kept thinking there would be a perfect moment, and now I don't know how to find you again. A pause. The sound of movement, fabric shifting. If you ever hear this, I hope you know I loved you and never stopped. The file ended. Lena sat in silence, so complete it rang. Grief came in waves, but so did something else. Anger, sharp and undeserved. At Nora for not sending them. At herself for not reaching out. At time for moving only forward. 4 days, Lena walked through her life in a fog. She went to work. She answered emails. She nodded at people. All the while, Nora's voice lived in her pocket, ready to resurrect at the tap of a screen. One evening, Lena opened her own voice memo app. She stared at the red record button for a long time. Finally, she pressed it. Hi, Nor, she said. Her voice broke immediately. She let it. I found your messages. All of them She talked for a long time about the fight, about her pride, about the years she thought she'd moved on. "I'm sorry I waited," she said. "I thought silence would hurt less than rejection. I was wrong." She saved the recording. There was nowhere to send it. That was the cruelty of it. But when she listened back, something loosened in her chest. Weeks later, Lena attended Nora's memorial. She stood at the back, unrecognized, and listened as people shared stories she'd never heard. Versions of Nora she'd never known. Afterward, Lena went home and sat on the floor. Just like in Nora's dream, she played the first voice note again, then the last. Nora's voice wasn't gone. It lived in data, in memory, in the echo of a friendship that had never fully ended, only paused. Lena didn't believe in closure anymore, but she believed in listening. And for the rest of her life, she promised herself she wouldn't leave love unsent again.